Meet Codename Goose, your on-machine open-source AI agent, built to automate your tasks. Codename Goose is an intelligent and autonomous agent capable of handling complex tasks thanks to its core features. Connect with apps and tools you already use with extensions. Built on the Model Context Protocol, you can connect to extensions like GitHub, integrate JetBrains IDEs, access Google Drive, or build your own custom integrations for Goose. For a curated list of extensions, visit our docs. With a wide range of compatible large language model providers, you can choose and integrate your preferred model. You can also run Goose as a desktop app or through the command line interface using the same configurations across both. You can think of Goose as an assistant, ready to take your instructions and do the work for you. Able to handle a wide range of tasks across various engineering domains. Here are examples of tasks Goose has helped people with already. Goose has helped dive into a new project in an unfamiliar coding language, conduct code migrations such as Ember to React or Ruby to Kotlin, increase code coverage, and even generate unit tests for a feature, and much more. To get started using Goose right away, check out our quick start and be the first to know about upcoming features by joining our community.
Hello, happy Tuesday. If you're tuned in right now, you're watching the Great Goose-Off, which is basically a live stream competition, right? It's a vibe coding competition. I know that's all the rage right now, but we're gonna vibe code, I guess, responsibly, and this is just for a game show. We're basically gonna prompt Goose, which is an open source AI agent that's local to your machine. I'm gonna give out random challenges that folks haven't prepared for. They don't know what's coming, and they're going to try their hardest to prompt Goose to success. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. Like, it's not their fault. We'll blame Goose. And we'll talk about how we could have prompted Goose better in hindsight. So I'm going to go ahead and say hey to Ian Douglas. And it looked like a couple of days ago, someone said, can't wait to join. I don't know if they're here now or yet, but thanks for being early. All right, y'all. I'm going to ask a little icebreaker question just to warm you guys up. And my question is, I literally just come up with this literally right now. How do you feel about vibe coding? Is it like, you're like, this is completely unsafe. I'm only doing this for this game show. Or do I believe in vibe coding and I do it all the time, or whatever stipulations? Please tell me.
Yeah, I think it's great for getting something off the ground, like trying something new, getting to learn about a new technology and start somewhere. I think it's always easier to start with something that's potentially not a blank slate and then tweak things as you need to go forward. And I think it's a great way to provide an accessible entry point to whatever is next and start creating things for yourself.
Perfect. I do think it's a good way to prototype, at least for me. Hi, Angie. And Joe, what do you think?
I feel like vibe coding feels like we right now we're saying this vibe thing because we're still kind of figuring it out. And I think really like what vibe coding is pushing the limit of like how much an LLM can do stuff independently from the engineer. And so I think as the LLMs get better, it's going to be less like vibe coding and more of like delegation, and like it's going to be more about asking questions strategically versus just kind of like, going with the flow.
Okay, so you think this might be our new normal. This is not like some crazy thing. And I also want to say hi to Anthony, hi to Max. What you said actually reminded me of what something Max said. And when he was a contestant on the last Goose Off, he was saying like, let me see if I'm saying it right. Okay. Basically, software engineers are going to turn into like how physical, like civil engineers and mechanical engineers are, where they're kind of thinking about the design and architecture of stuff. I hope I quoted you right, Max, but that's that's kind of what he was saying, and I think that aligns with what you said. All right, I talked enough. Let's dive into the actual challenges. First, I want to know, how do you guys feel? Are you scared? Are you excited? Are you ambivalent?
Ready to go.
Excited.
All right, cool. All right, first challenge, and let me get my timer on my phone. I wish I could do a timer on the screen. I got to figure out how to make that work. So I should have had the clock up already. I'm gonna give you guys 7 minutes. Don't start typing. Don't cheat. 7 minutes. This one's gonna sound hard, but I think you guys can do it. To build a selfie app with that has filters and like grayscale, sepia, and stuff like that. I honestly think that part's easy. So I'm gonna throw in so it's a little harder to add in a goose filter. You and Goose can interpret that however you want. All right, we have 7 minutes starting now. And I'm gonna go over to Matt.
All right. So yeah, just going to start off thinking about what I want to do for this. So we need to build a selfie app. So I'm just going to start writing that down. So photo of the user. This is a selfie. We want to support filters and saving of the image. I think for ease of use, we'll try to use a browser to do this. Using like something like a mobile app might take a little bit of time to build and get set up, and we want to see how far Goose can get. So let's go with use standard JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. And something else I find with Goose is that's very similar to software engineering is the more information you can give it, the more exact it can be. So let's think about some of the edge cases. So we want to selfies. We want to, we need to ask for camera permissions and then render a live preview on this screen. All right, let's see how far.
See what it makes. Honestly, I feel like you just one-shot prompted it. I don't know. I feel like it's holding on.
We will see. So yeah, so it looks like selfie app is popping up. We got some files, nothing in them yet.
Okay.
We can actually see the command that Goose ran, which is really cool. So yeah, it just made the files and outputted. And then yeah, we're gonna start getting content.
Okay. Have you ever made something like this before?
I have not.
Okay. Okay. First time for everything. All right. I'm going to move on to Joe. We've seen what you did. We'll come back in the end to see like what the full creation was. All right. Hey, Joe.
Hi.
Oh, you did it. What?
Well, not quite. I haven't got the
the
filters
filters
don't seem to be working. So I'm asking Goose right now to help me figure out what's going on with that.
Okay.
You can see this recommendation here.
Okay. Let's see. And something to point out to people that are watching in the audience, Matt is using the Goose desktop UI, but you're using the terminal, or the CLI. So there's two different versions of Goose, and you can work wherever you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I definitely. I've been using the desktop as well, but I've always like been in the terminal personally, so that's part of the reason why I've leaned towards that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Goose is trying to recommend what's doing. I have the auto approve I maybe disable that because I mean I might want Goose to just go try things out. It looks like it updated.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm not seeing any errors. I wonder if oh, there you go. You have to take the photo. Okay. So let's see if the other ones work.
Oh, so it might have been working this whole time.
Oh yeah, it might have been working the whole time. It's just not intuitive. Like maybe I should add a label there. I guess like please add instructions that indicate you need to take the photo to see the filter.
I'm gonna say hey to Eva and also hey to Ace. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Tanya said tell Goose to add it to the live preview, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Audience coming through. Oh yeah, and my favorite thing, you're using version control, where I really like when everybody, like if you're going to quote unquote vibe code, you definitely need to like involve version control at every single step.
And it looks like Goose is like doing its thing right now. I might just kill it because I think the comment there was a better one, which is, and actually what I might do is a lot of times I'll just like clear the session.
Okay.
And just start a new session.
Yeah.
In this case, I'll just like pull up this other window I have here. And what I'll do is I'll be like, review the camera.html file, update it if possible to show the filter in the preview before taking the photo. Please let me know if this is prohibitively
big
difficult.
And while we're waiting for Goose, Max wanted to boost your confidence and everything. He said you're already owning this. And then a LinkedIn user said, will there be a desktop versus for Windows? Maybe I missed this on the site. There is one like that's in beta development. You can actually ask Max about that. There's a lot of more engineering needed, I think, for it to be a perfect experience, but that exists. There's a CLI one for Windows though as well. Okay, tell us what's happening, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, Goose is doing its thing right now, but maybe while we wait, we can actually like pull up the code and take a look at it, so I can see the changes. So one thing to note is like I didn't want to like use like React or something. I thought it was just going to take time to like bootstrap. So I explicitly told Goose like build this in a single HTML file. Only use vanilla JavaScript. Don't use any dependencies. Only use Chrome dependencies. And try to like didn't want it working in separate files just for the purpose of this. It felt like it was going to be quickest to just get something working in the browser. And this is where I was like, oh shoot, I need to disable the I'll configure Goose configure, and I'm gonna turn off Goose mode. I want to do auto mode. You
like to code on approve mode?
Yeah, at least when I'm doing like more involved tasks, I will put approve mode.
Okay, let's see what it got now.
Doesn't look like it made any difference. Oh, there you go. It actually is doing it now.
Word.
There you go.
Actually, the 7 minutes are up.
Cool.
So we're gonna meet back in the middle, y'all. Let's see what we have. Who wants to show theirs off first? Don't be scared, guys.
I'll go.
Okay, cool. Or I'm just gonna pick people next time. All right, let me.
Yeah. So Goose is still kind of vibing over here, but it looks like we've got an app that supports a few different filters. I don't know.
Let's wait.
It looks like it's having trouble coming up with an image of a goose. But there's something that it drew.
That's
So this is what Goose thinks. This is a goose selfie. This is a self-portrait by Goose. More of an egg with eyes. We've yet to hatch, but yeah, it pretty much one-shot the filter support, and then I asked it for the goose head filter, and we get this. I asked it to track the events, but I think that was a little complicated for it.
Yeah.
And so that I think that's why it was still working. But maybe if we actually refresh now, it'll have
Let's
it
see if it
ready.
dropped it. Oh my god. I didn't even think of
Oh, not
it
quite.
got bigger. Oh my
Not quite.
Nice try, Goose. But this was really amazing. All right, Joe. Let's see yours in the background. Feel free to. I can see your screen behind. Yeah, so feel free to switch that. Here we go. Oh.
Yeah, so I think we got talking and I forgot about the goose overlay.
I distracted you.
Yeah, also we had the false thing where it was like when we at first we were switching this and it wasn't showing in the preview, so I had to have Goose do a second round to actually show it before you took the photo. So I think that I lost this one.
I mean, you guys were still successful though. Like the goose head part was like a bonus, like me trying to throw something a little crazy. I tried these prompts out on my own, so I was like, I think they can do it. All right, the comments say Tanya saying woo, and Ian was saying amazing. They were laughing at the goose head. And audience, who do you think won? It doesn't. I mean, Goose wins in the end, but Max thinks Matt just owned this one, and they're laughing that Goose hasn't hatched yet. Tanya said maybe you could provide it with images and make it a selfie sticker app. Okay, we could blame it on me. I should have brought y'all some assets, and then like you can leverage these from this GitHub repository. Matt with the gigantic goose head. I know. All right, y'all. Now for the next challenge, which I have so many tabs open. So let me see if I could remember what it was. Okay, the next one. I think this one's a little bit funner, easier. I don't know, but maybe not. I want you guys to make and I was trying to make it agnostic for you guys because I know Matt was an Android engineer, so I didn't know if you were gonna like pull up a mobile app. I didn't want to go too crazy. All right, so I want you guys to make a math game. So it's going to put up math problems. The user could solve it, but if you get a wrong answer, the app got to roast the user. Okay, you ready? And I'm going to give you guys, I think 7 minutes is good again, right? That was a good amount of time. All right, starting now. All right, I'll go to Joe this time. I hope I don't, wrong section. I hope I don't throw off your train of thought. I'll just watch. Ian, ignore me, Joe. Keep typing. Ian with the dad joke saying, not all math jokes are funny, just some. Hilarious. Knee slapper. Okay. Cool.
So I'm going to ask it to build an app to just test us on multiplication tables.
Okay.
And when the user gets the wrong answer, generate a random roasting phrase, i.e. you stink.
I love it. And I like that you went for a CLI app. I didn't even consider that as an option. So this is cool. I like to see how people interpret things.
Well, what I wanted to do is like, in this case, also I like building these things for fun. So I've done this a couple times where it's like, you can use Python to generate like all the different permutations of some things. If I want to like, mastery-based learning, go through all the different multiplication tables and see how I'm doing. Python's pretty good at doing that. So also, if I just need to enter a single value, then I probably don't need to like build an entire UI. But maybe this will be too basic.
No. I think I'm like excited to see like how people interpret things. So that's actually smart, and like it just gives people an idea on how you should prompt. Like,
cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just UVVNV, make sure I have a valid Python environment, and then let's try
running it. Ooh.
Cool. All right. See how this is less of a test on Goose, and now I've turned this to test for everyone to see how bad I am at mental math. So we'll see how it roasts me. Okay. Here, I'll
get
give
it
a
wrong,
wrong
just-
answer. That's not wrong. That's impressively wrong. Okay, cool. All right, let's get another one. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Nice.
Chocolate is a teapot. Okay, so
Wow.
I've achieved. I mean, technically, it's roasting me, but how can I make this more fun now? Maybe what I could do is I'm like, okay, now let's turn this into a small web app.
I'm gonna move on to Matt.
Cool.
And when we come back, I can't wait to see how it's evolved. Oop. Hey, Matt.
Hey, so yeah, I had the advantage of not having to talk through my prompt this time, so I think
Now you can focus.
things, yeah. But I wanted to make this a little fun, so this is what we have so far with some subtle animations. To start this off, I asked Goose to well, first I started a new session because you only have so much context window to use per project, and so I started a new thing and told Goose to make a new project with using HTML and CSS and to test the user and for a little bit of fun to try to use the correct number in the roast. And so it looks like it's finished now. And so I'll refresh this. And
Okay.
let's start with grade 3.
Let's go.
So let's see, 5 times 2, that's going to be 10.
Don't
All
let-
right, we got it right. Don't let it get to our head.
You're right.
Let's get this one wrong and see what happens.
Wow.
All right. Oh, and it just keeps going. We'll keep getting it wrong. I just accidentally tried to enter letters and it didn't let me. So there's some
That's
input
good.
validation happening.
Yeah.
Cool. So the thing, I like that it's telling me the correct answer.
That's so smart.
I was thinking it would go multiple choice.
Oh, I mean,
But interesting that I went for a straight up input.
yeah. I didn't
yeah.
expect that either. Let's see what the comments are saying as well. And you can feel free to like keep like I don't know we don't know what
Yeah,
Joe's
let's keep prompting.
The comments are saying, let's see. People are just making math jokes. Ian said, some math jokes are just mean, and they said math roaster, more like Matt roaster. And Tanya said, not goose humbling when you get it right. This is pretty cute. I like both renditions so far. Audience so far, based on what you saw, even though we haven't seen the final solutions, who do you think is going to win this round? Based on what you've seen so far. Okay. Let me see. Let's go back to Joe. I'm kind of curious. I know Joe's like, I was just about to create something amazing. And you're here to interrupt me. Hey, Joe.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay. How's it going with you?
It's going. So I converted my CLI app into a web app. So it has a Flask backend and a server. And so it's still doing the roasting thing, but like that kind of was like too easy. So what I'm asking it to do now is to support all the other arithmetic operations. So I'm hoping it will get through this. So I can also do multiplication, division. So we'll see how it goes. But we can look at the code that it generated. Here's your roasts, generating the problem. I'll probably run out of this, but the next thing I wanted to see is if I could track my progress on all the different questions. We'll see if it generates the code. Okay. That would probably be my next step.
You have 30 seconds.
Then I'm not going to get there.
Oh, good.
I think... oh, there you go. Okay, cool. So I can now I can do division and make sure that I still know my subtraction. Cool. So there you go.
This is cool.
It's clearly not my strong suit.
Finger painting or rude. Okay. All right, y'all. We reached the end of the 7 minutes. All right. Let's see who wants to show theirs. Or I guess we saw Joe's, right? Did we miss any features? You have a CLI, you have a web app on top of it, or in addition to that, it has the ability to do multiple operations. And anything else I missed? And it roasts you.
Yeah, and it roasts you, which is the requirement, and then it basically generates like those problems for all the major operations.
Awesome. And then Matt, you have the math roaster.
Not in the Goose came up with it. You know, this is Goose's genius. But I did ask it to add that big animation when you get something wrong, and here's what it came up
Oh
with,
shoot.
where it just obliterates you with emojis. But the text here is a little hard to read, so it's working on fixing that right now. So
Okay.
the roast is no longer visible, unfortunately. I really liked how Joe has had the progress tracking.
I like both of y'all. The audience is saying, this is really hard to choose between the both of you. Ian wrote for Joe because it's a multi-platform application, but Tanya siding with Matt because there's really good branding and we enjoy the concept of using this to test yourself from Joe. Awesome. They're saying you should have a bonus task. I don't know. I can't think of one right now. Any ideas from the audience of what we should have them do? I'm gonna give you guys like maybe 2 minutes, and then I have the third task, and then we'll be done. But just to be able to make a tiebreaker for this, Tanya said if you guys could add a leaderboard or win streak element, are you guys? Ooh, and okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say whichever one you guys want to choose. Richard said implement social sharing to show off your scores, and then, or you can do it at the leaderboard and streak. So whichever one, let's put 2 minutes on the board, or you guys are already typing, and let's see what happens. If I could get the 2 minutes here, go ahead and start.
So we could pick any of those, we're saying?
Yeah, any of those that you feel like you're like, I'm passionate about that. Okay. And I'll stay with Matt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna choose the win streak. I think that's really fun. And since we're animation heavy already, we'll say the more that we get something correct, the more aggressive the animations are gonna get.
Okay.
So we'll see how that scales.
This is exciting.
Yeah. But I feel like Joe's gonna have the leg up on me since he's got the server component built already. Mine's just local. He'll be able to actually integrate if he wants to do a leaderboard or something.
It's okay. We'll see what we'll never know. Well, we're waiting though. Tell us about like your Goose setup usually. Like what MCPs do you like usually using or have enabled?
Yeah, so I think MCPs are really fascinating. They're kind of like if you needed an analogy, it's kind of like a REST API over a data source. MCP access to tooling for an LLM, and wiring that up gives you access to so many things. Joe actually has some really interesting usages that he was telling me about before this, but I've been using them to work through various projects. I work on Android primarily at work, and using them to help formulate Git or validate that I've covered a bunch of edge cases for tests and things. And it helps a lot just to see what's in the code and operate. One of the interesting ones is like interacting with anything local on your machine. Just it's totally possible, and really helps out and speeds up some things.
Yeah, like do you mean the computer controller, or is this a different type?
Yeah, the computer controller one is really good. And then there's like more, like people have started building them for Slack and calendars and ticket management stuff, and like all these sort of operational things that you can now start formulating natural language operations around. Is really fascinating.
Gotcha.
But it looks like Goose is done, so let's see. All right, now we have to actually get them correct.
If you get it wrong, just say, "Oh, I was just trying to make sure that the roasting was still working."
Yeah. We'll ask Goose for the answer. Let's see. All right, still working.
All right.
All right.
Cool. And you
The
guys,
animations are scaling.
this looks so cute.
Oops.
Oh, I love it. Let's see.
All right, let's get one wrong. See what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. It kind of used like the block gradient here. Fascinating.
Yes, it did. I was like, where have I seen this before?
Yeah.
It's from our company. All right. Let's see what Joe has created now. You guys know I didn't even use the 2-minute timer. I thought I did, and I looked over to the right, and I'm like, oh, it's not going. But oh, you got to log in now.
Yeah, I'm trying to implement the leaderboard, but my login is not working, so I'm not sure what's happening there.
Okay.
But I have implemented a good portion of the leaderboard. What I kind of try to simplify is the like database by just using a JSON file. But I can't seem to get like logged in with my fake user to test out the
Forgot your password.
login. Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to see if this works, but let's see. I might be missing a. Oh, interesting.
Now the UI changed. Maybe it's improving, like in the background, and you don't know it.
That might be. Let's see.
Let's see what the audience. Okay, now that we did this, I guess we gotta wait. But let's see what the audience is saying so far. Someone, Max was suggesting if you guys gave a score, which grades you on a mean scale. Richard did say MCP servers are like SDKs for robots. I like that analogy. It really is like that. It's like, hey, how does this robot communicate with this application or this AI tool? And then Max said Matt is going for vibes. Joe's going for production. Okay, guys, who won so far? Don't worry, Joe, about this challenge because you low key. No, I'm not even gonna say it. But you guys will see what I mean in a few minutes. So y'all tell me who you think. Who do you think won so far with this challenge with the extra bonus? Is it Matt or is it Joe? All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one, and you're gonna figure out. Whoa, Matt, you added more. Oh no,
this is part of the win streak. I just kept trying to get them correct, and it's very hard to click the submit button now.
You made it chaotic.
Yeah, I can.
Max votes for Joe. I mean, Max votes for Matt. There's a kind of a tongue twister for me. Okay, y'all. So the reason why I said don't worry about it, Joe, is because you kind of stepped in to the next challenge. Which I was gonna ask you guys to make authentication flow, but make it as chaotic as possible. So you kind of already I was like, wait, he already has.
I can start on a fresh. I'll start on a fresh one, not using the app that I already started building.
And Tanya said she loved your logic, Joe, and for Matt, the visual stuff is so funny. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys more time than the 7 minutes. I'm gonna give you guys 9 minutes. As we're at 32 minutes for the live stream so far. So starting now, remember authentication flow, get as chaotic as possible. So who did I go to first last time?
Chaotic as possible. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Joe. I think I went to Matt first last time. Okay. I hear typing.
Okay, so what I want to do is create a React app.
Okay.
And then possibly, let's see, I think it's template with feet.
Okay.
TypeScript, React Router 7. Cool. I didn't know that it actually built that
right
automatically. And so now I'm going to start my session. Just easier to some things like this where it's just slower to ask Goose to do something that you could just copy and paste. So just don't waste cycles on things that also all of these build logs and everything.
Context.
That's just going to context windows. I'm just going to run that. But as long as the code I think is in there now, I think I created this repo. Okay. Actually, what I'll probably want to do is cd into. I kept the wrong name, even though I built it with React. I copied but I'll keep it up. And then I'm going to start a new session. This is installing the dependencies. Goose is started. Did I see what is it? My view app. Okay, so it looks like it's starting to get its code in there. So you are in a Vite React Router 7 repo. please implement a basic authentication flow, but is wonky and
Ooh.
somewhat chaotic, but still lets you in. Maybe authenticate via a riddle.
Ooh. Okay, I like the way you're thinking. I love this.
Yeah, and so like I wasn't waiting around for Goose to like finish this other stuff here. Like I'm gonna let it do its own thing, and then now I disabled the auto approve mode, so now I'm not at risk of Goose like waiting around for me to like call LS. So it's off to the races now, like looking and starting to build stuff. And I'll like at this point I'll like open this app and I'll clear this other stuff and see what it's working on.
I've never chose the React Router 7 option. Like, I don't know why I never did, but I just noticed that from you.
The last time I initialized it, I don't think it was built into the default one. So
that's probably why. Yeah.
So we can see it's starting to go through here. The one thing, okay, cool. It also built it with TypeScript. The other reason why I wanted to do TypeScript is because I find that Goose is a lot better at fixing like and debugging itself when it has the TypeScript errors.
Interesting.
If I was just building it in JavaScript, like, once it does its whole thing, I can ask it to run the build command. And if it's failing because of the types, it's usually pretty good at like course correcting.
That's a good tip. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, in general, like I find that strongly typed languages. I mean, the thing for us is it's hard because it's verbose. I mean, you can see it's like it's powering through things here. It's verbose for us, but for like Goose, it just gives it all this other information that otherwise isn't in the code.
Okay, this is cool. I can't wait. I'll be back. I can't wait to see what it creates in the end. I'm gonna go over to Matt and see what's happening. Hey Matt, how's it going?
Hey, I think I've made a mistake in creating this.
Oh no.
It might be evil. So basically I've asked Goose to create this chaotic authentication flow using as many anti-patterns for users as possible. And I gave it the example of there's this challenge that pops around on Reddit sometimes about creating like volume sliders and things in very obtuse ways. And one that has always stuck in my head is imagine, and I gave it as an example, imagine a volume slider that works like an air pump for a tire. So to turn the volume up, you have to like pump multiple times. And so that's the vibe that we're going with in this challenge. And it's still going. And some of this stuff, like, I don't know how fast or slow it wants me to click this. So I don't know that we'll get past the first page, but we're going to find out.
But not too fast or slow. That's so, I mean, that is chaotic. You got the chaotic part.
Yeah, I just hope it actually works.
Max is sharing what if he was doing this challenge, what he would do. He said he would do an on-screen keyboard timer to enter the password, which clears the password and then shuffles the keyboard. That's so chaotic and stressful. I'd love to see that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Can you see what's the output, or I don't know? Oh,
let's see. Oh, we've got clicks.
Okay.
Hopefully my pacing's good.
Not too fast or slow. That's crazy.
Too slow. Okay.
At least it tells you, because I thought you would just be.
All right, we did it. Next step. I don't know what these challenges are. We're going through this first time together. So type your username backwards while holding the shift key. I don't know what the username is. I can't even use my name.
Oh.
I can't go. Hold on, I have to move the cursor to delete backwards. This. All right, you know what?
Oh Lord, this is chaotic.
All right, we'll do. Oh, shift key pressed. Continue. Now
it's time for the tire pump.
Wait, my password is deflated. Okay, I need
a strong.
Oh no. Okay, so what should your password be? Goose pass. Oh no.
What?
I might need to know this password for later.
Right, because how are you gonna get back in? And when you're pressing pump, what is happening?
I think so. When I type, error gets released. When I add insecure characters, it looks
Oh.
goose challenge pump. Nope. I
Okay.
have no idea how this one works.
Wait, 1 minute left?
Oh, I have to get it to exactly 73% secure.
Okay. That's crazy. I'm gonna code a
Okay.
and it said this is hilarious. Let's see how chaotic Joe's has gotten in this last couple of minutes. All right. It's so chaotic you can't really read.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. But I have it like,
Ooh.
preventing me from logging in. But now I have to be able to solve the riddle to see if I can get in. So I'm working on that right now.
Oh, don't ask me. I'm really bad at riddles.
Me too. Yeah, I'm not great with riddles. So it's too chaotic because I can't even get past the login myself. So let's see here. I can look into my code itself.
Oh, you're gonna find the answers to the riddle. Or
yeah, right? Is there answers? Phrases. It says there's an answer.
oh.
See, this Goose hallucinating. It's like, it probably never lets me actually log in.
Yeah.
But Goose is working, so I don't know. Like, this might be at the last moment. Goose might figure something out to get this to work. He's doing its thing.
Let's see.
Oh, that looks much better. Thank you.
Oh, we can see it.
That's much better. Solve this. I have cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. I don't know. What happens when I give it a bad one? Interesting. Yeah, it's not going to let me in. Okay, so maybe I can ask Goose now while it's doing its thing. I'd be like, Goose, like, how do I log? Okay, so it's like, okay, cool. How can I actually log in? Like, what is the answer to the riddles?
I'm gonna bring us all together while we type that out with you. And Ian apparently is really good at math. Oh, you can keep sharing, but Ian's apparently really good with riddles because he said I'm a map, and that makes a lot of sense. Map sounds about right. Oh, there's the answers. Oh, that was smart of you to ask Goose. Like, answers. I don't have time for this.
The question is, there you go.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
there you go. Got it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you're in. Wait, attempt to log out, no guarantees. What happened?
I'm not sure. There you go. It
did. Okay. People are saying this is the most sorry, let me add math. This is the most secure platform ever. It won't ever let a user log in. Max said this is protection from quantum computers breaking encryption. A said doesn't get more chaotic. And Richard said, I will love if Goose got so chaotic that it encrypted the answers so you can't even read them from source. All right, Matt, let's see your final output.
So this is about as far as I've gotten in the flow because I have to match this blue dot with this red one. And if I don't do it over 3 attempts, I get sent back to the beginning.
Oh, Lord. What?
So we'll try to click it. But yeah, thankfully it's this is probably a bug, but it keeps my state. But this one is a little.
Oh, target matched. It said.
But it has to be matched. I can't click in 2 places at once.
Oh my gosh.
So this is where I've been.
I will say you guys and Goose are geniuses. I didn't imagine it would get this chaotic. I had no clue what would happen for this challenge. I had an idea for like the filters and stuff like that, but this one is crazy. All right, y'all. Great job at this challenge. Or the entire thing is basically you're frustrated. You're back in at level 1. So I want us to just first off, thank you so much for being on this live stream. Before we go, do you guys have any like prompt tips that you want to share with folks so that they can get better at using AI agents, particularly Goose?
I would say that in the age of AI, in like previously the age of Google, like knowing the words is really helpful. So what you want it to do, like, so I think what Max had said about like design, like if you know the design patterns you want to apply, like you want this to be functional, or if you want this to be clean and dry, all these things, like you get the best results when you know this stuff. So it actually like pushes you to be a better engineer, understand things like deeper.
Nice. I agree with that. What about you, Matt? Any thoughts?
Yeah, my biggest tip would be to try to protect your context window, because you'll start using this, and the more you use it, the more of that window you use up over time.
Mhm.
And it's really jarring to all of a sudden hit that rate limit or the end of your window and have to essentially start fresh, because Goose, as great as it is, doesn't have the sort of permanent memory that we kind of have to carry across days or sessions. So protect that window, especially if you're an Android developer and it starts running Gradle tasks. You use some flags to limit the output from those so that you don't run out of that space.
Love those tips. I want to give a tip too. My tip is to use version control all the time, every day. I keep seeing tweets of people being like, I lost all my code after 2 weeks. I'm like, that's what Git is for. It literally saves me, because I have tried to do some vibe coding on stuff I shouldn't have vibe coded on. And Goose and other AI agents was just changing a whole bunch of things that I did not realize was happening in the background. All right. Last tips from people in the audience. Tanya was just saying 60 days later, still trying to complete this one captcha. Richard said, we get so caught up in asking, could we didn't stop to ask, should we? And Angie said yes, I think when one of you all were giving tips. And Angie also said LOL to Richard. All right, that's all we have for today, y'all. Thank you so much and for tuning in. And thank you for your time, Matt and Joe. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having us.